Hey there, button mashers. Zeck here with Press Start.
I'm Nelly D. Relish.
And welcome to Pause Menu, the weekly show that goes over top news stories of the week in gaming and everything like that. So, pretty much we're going to get right into it. No updates this week going on, so we're going to start right away with Killer Instinct enacting some sort of jail system? Nelly, why don't you let us know about it?
So in a new update in the Killer Instincts game, the developers and game makers have decided to add a feature which will actually throw people who disconnect in jail. How it works is this. Throughout 10 matches, a ranked member can be thrown in jail if they have a 15% or higher disconnection rate. And basically what happens is you are thrown into this jail and you are stuck there and you can only fight other jailed members.
Yep, and it puts a loss on your record.
Cool. Yes. If you, whatever battle is your last battle before you go to jail, it's automatically a loss. Doesn't matter. And how it works is this. The first time you get thrown in, it's a 24-hour period that you're stuck in there. And with each offense afterwards, the time keeps increasing and increasing. So this is definitely trying to keep like rage quitters and people that are just like, oh, I'm going to lose this anyways, and they disconnect. So I think it's a pretty ingenious way of trying to keep people fair and trying to keep the system like good and clean. So
yeah,
props.
There was another fact that I noticed when I took a look at it myself when you sent it to me that they do put a max cap of 5 days. The maximum you can be put in jail is for 5 days. So yeah, after 5 offenses, you will get in there every single time for 5 days. Like Nelly said, it was only the last match that you got that sent you to jail that you would actually lose, just in case of those people that actually disconnect due to connection problems or they had to leave. Props to that, actually. But moving on from there, I have a bit of a angry moment right here this week because I've seen something that older classic games are getting re-released for the phones. Pretty much what's happened recently is that some people were complaining about Square Enix doing their games at full price. Now we have the other side of the coin. Namco Bandai has taken one of their classic RPGs, Tales of Fantasia, and kind of made something that not too many people are happy with. They've made a free-to-play, always-online RPG for the Apple iOS. They've taken a single-player RPG and made it a free-to-play, always-online game. That was the first thing that people were very upset about. This is a single-player game, but I have to be online to play it on a mobile device, nonetheless. So this thing is constantly queuing the network, so it's rapidly using your system's battery and network system on a regular basis. So if you have a data plan, that's going to hurt. If you're not at home or something, so that's annoying in itself. And the whole reasoning behind it are twofold. One, the daily login bonuses. Yay!
Yeah.
What?
Great.
Yeah, I saw one of the pictures of one of the daily login bonuses. They steal and drop rate ×2 that only works for an hour, so make sure you use this. And it's like, so odd. And then, yeah, then of course they add in the in-app store. They want to make sure nobody's abusing it, which of course that means there are microtransactions. Otherwise, how else do you make money in a free-to-play, apparently?
Yeah, microtransactions.
Exciting. Within the first couple minutes of the game, as in the original game, you end up fighting a boar, and the boar wipes out your party instantaneously, pretty much. But of course, lucky you, the female character hanging out nearby has this orb of something or other that instantly resurrects your party and increases your attack, defense, and all your special stats by 100% for the remainder of the battle. You can buy this in the store. Combine this with crappy touch controls and just less save points than the original game, and the game right now has a 2.5-star ranking on the App Store. It is not doing well. It is just showing that people do not want this. We would gladly pay the premium for the game as it was. We do not want you to take a game and report it as a free-to-play transaction ball of mass.
No. Yeah, I don't know whose ideal this was exactly to make the games like this. Like, I guess I can understand it from the Apple's point of view, but for everyone who loved the series, it's definitely not doing this Tales of Fantasia any justice. No. So hopefully that the 2 stars, which are justly earned, will send a message to the game developers or whoever's ever in charge of.
I hope so. Moving right along, we have some trailers and new games coming up now. So I think you want to start with Elder Scrolls, right? We got that something or some sort of trailer for that? What's going on?
Well, this is the second trailer out for Elder Scrolls. This one is called Arrival, and it picks right up where the last one left off. We have our 3 main protagonists. They're all getting ready to do some battle, when all of a sudden some demons decide to show up and join the party. It looks really epic, guys. It's about 8 minutes. Actually, it's over 8 minutes long, so. And we even get to see Cyrodiil at the end. Yay! Happy joys. So it was really cool to see this. Definitely check it out. We'll leave a link somewhere. They also announced today that they're going to be releasing their Elder Scrolls Imperial version of the game. And you can get this either as a digital or a physical copy. So the physical version of the game comes with a Molag Bal figurine. It also has a guide to Tamriel and a map of the entire continent. And it is going to be retail priced at $99.99 US. The digital copy, you will actually be able to play as an Imperial. You get an exclusive horse mount, and you get a Mudcrab pet, and you also get Rings of Mara, which if you use, you'll actually get an XP bonus if you play with friends, which is pretty cool.
Hey.
It's also a cheaper price of $79.99. Expect Elder Scrolls Online to be out April 4th this year. Hooray! We'll see if it's actually good or not. Keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching other people play. I'm not the big MMO person myself. I feel there's too many other games that really put that much time into one game, so I might not play. I don't know. But I am a very big Elder Scrolls fan. I've always loved a lot of them, so we'll keep you up to date on this game, of course, though, because it definitely is one of those ones that people are like looking at a lot, since it's a game that has always been a first-person single-player bar. So it always has to live up to. Good luck.
Oh yes. Good luck, guys. Fingers
yes,
crossed.
I know. So second game was Telltale Games, right?
Oh yes, yes it was. So Telltale Games has announced that the new episode of The Wolf Among Us will be released this week, February 4th. Hooray! Rejoice, people! Sadly, neither me or Zeck have played the game, but I am a really big Telltale fan. I really like what they're doing with all these series. Really looking forward to the Game of Thrones game.
Yep. I know you are.
It's not that I don't want to play The Wolf Among Us, it's just I haven't had time to play The Wolf Among Us. So, hopefully in the near future I will have time to play The Wolf Among Us, but, yeah.
There you go.
Good luck, guys!
So my turn for this one. Pretty much I'm going to be talking about Final Fantasy, or as they're actually putting it, Lightning Returns Final Fantasy XIII. It's one of the first ones that they're not going to start the game out with Final Fantasy. But pretty much we got more things just kind of re-announcing that this game is coming out on the 14th this month. And pretty much we got first is that the new DLC again that I'm mentioning. This one, Yuna's outfit from Final Fantasy X. And, well, actually it's the X outfit, yeah.
Yes,
so it's Final Fantasy X outfit.
X2.
This is Yuna's summoner outfit, so it's the nice and clothed. The one I prefer, actually. And the main thing is you can actually buy this one with the game out, when you can actually go on it's micro-wrap purchases. Some of these outfits are going to be micro-wrapped. But from pretty much I've noticed that almost all the DLCs that they're putting out, they're offering a way to get the DLC for free, which is if you actually get any version of the Final Fantasy II Remake that burn out for the PS3, you can get this DLC for free. The second thing that we got going on, they'll do a story recap for the fans, so that they can rewatch it without having to play the game, and then go play the new one. They're doing the same thing with Final Fantasy XIII now, and of course this one they have 2 games for, so this could be another long, boring one if they wanted to, but instead Square went to touch our hearts of us Final Fantasy fans again, because apparently this game is going to make tons of homages to the old games, and this was no different. They did the game in a Final Fantasy VI art style with the 6-bit effects and stuff like that, and kind of did like a cutscene version of that, of Final Fantasy XIII and XIII-2 in Final Fantasy VI stylings, which was actually really fun to watch. I laughed. I got touched right here in my Final Fantasy heart.
Me too.
And it was great to watch. So I'm actually having some play right here in the corner, so you can kind of get a quick view of it, and then go ahead and click the link down the bottom to take a look at it. It was really just, I gotta give props to Square for that. That was kind of cool.
Brings back so many memories.
It does.
So many memories from long
Nostalgia,
ago.
yay.
Back when I had to walk to the video game store in the snow, uphill, both ways, without shoes.
Of course. We're that old. Thanks, Nelly.
Yeah. I'm my conversation.
But yeah, so that's pretty much what I got for that. That's pretty much it for game announcements. Now we do have something going on in the rumor mill with a possibly cheaper Xbox One. What you got for rumors, Nelly?
So this has been going on for a pretty good long week now. It was first posted on VG 24/7, and they were talking about the fact that there was going to be some other Xbox One versions coming out, and that there was going to be a cheaper one, and that maybe it wouldn't have the Blu-ray player, and this, that, whatever. Since then, a source, they haven't really named him yet, has stepped out, and he has said that yes, there will be a cheaper version of the Xbox One. It will sell for about $399, I want to say, and he couldn't confirm or deny what features were going to be added or removed. Most likely it's going to be the Blu-ray player, though. I'm thinking that that's a lot, a big chunk of money where they can just be like, okay.
Well, what I've heard a rumor for that kind of made sense was that there was rumors going around that the entire disc player itself would be removed altogether, and that it would be a internet-only based or download-only based. That would save a lot of money to completely remove the disc drive out of it.
Yeah.
That would save money. And again, that would also probably make them more money because then they have to buy directly from Xbox off their store. So they could also afford to sell it a little cheaper, knowing that they could make more off the games. So
again,
it's
there's
all
a lot
rumor.
of rumors out there. Who knows which one is true?
This is all rumor and speculation, so we don't know yet.
Yeah.
But moving on, we have one final story. This is a story. Pretty much, we just want to bring awareness to this, like everyone else needs to. This is things that are going on in the industry, in the gaming world, and it needs to be fixed so they can finally get the gaming world to be where it is. Especially with female gamers, girls that I respect completely because of the crap they have to put up with. They're no different to me as far as I'm concerned. They are a gamer just as much. I mean, Nelly here is a girl gamer technically, but I don't consider her that. I don't. Hold on. I'm saying it. I don't consider you a girl gamer though. I consider you a gamer. I don't consider you a girl gamer. There's no specification between you and me. You play the same games I'll play. What makes you different?
Better.
Shut up.
I think the only distinction should be like what console you play, or
what
do you
kind
play
of game?
PC, or you this kind of that thing. Beyond that, it doesn't matter what kind of race, gender, whatever, polka dots, toasters, whatever you do. You should just be yourself and be able to feel comfortable around gamers at all times.
Exactly. So pretty much the event that has brought this into the light again, or start bringing this up is that apparently a game industry veteran is coming out against a harasser to kind of bring light to this problem.
Yes.
We don't know her real name. All we know is that she's being called Alice Mercier. That's all we know. Now, the offender we do know. His name is Josh Mattingly. He was the founder and CEO of Indie Static. Pretty much why I say was is that since this incident has come out and he put out his apology, he has actually stepped down from being the CEO due to his actions. Temporarily was the word they put up. I guess if he can get enough apology, or people can accept his apology, he might get back into the position later on if he can prove he won't do it again. But pretty much what happened is that Josh and Alice actually do have a contact with each other because, well, she makes games. He's a news person. He needs to have those connections so he can find out stuff. Josh wanted to find out more information about another studio's hidden project that no one knows about. We also don't know this as a way of kind of, again, protecting Alice's identity. So Josh goes on Facebook to start asking her about this studio and what she knows. She knew that they were this game's been under tight wraps and everything. However, very quickly within the conversation, he starts making very lewd statements of literally, I'm going to have to be very blunt just to get an idea of what's going on, literally talking about her vagina and what his penis could do for it. And that he could do with it.
It was quite shocking.
It was very blatant
to see that this was put on Facebook.
Exactly.
Like,
it's a very public forum.
Yeah, like, how this story got out was that someone else saw this and said, this is not right, and they posted the conversation to the internet.
Exactly.
So it was just very shocking that something like that happened so publicly, and so it was such a vicious attack, too.
Yeah. And the problem is actually, even now, is what's happening is actually on the site with Josh Mattingly's apology, a lot of the comments that are showing up on it are actually putting the girl on trial more than Josh. More because the problem is, with the entire conversation, Alice never confronts him about it. Never says yes or no, never tells him to stop, she completely ignores it. And honestly, she actually doesn't look behind this, and it makes perfect sense. I've gone through this as well on a simpler scale in other jobs. Nothing ever sexual, but just with, like, being bullied almost in situations. You kind of want to avoid it because you don't want to burn bridges. This is a business thing. This guy is a news source. If she needs publicity for her game that she's developing for her company, it's great to be able to go to this guy and get that publicity. To burn that bridge, she suddenly loses this source of this connection, maybe not only for her, but for her entire company that she's hired from. You kind of look at this kind of thing when somebody makes this kind of comment as, hopefully it's a joke. If I ignore it, maybe it'll go away. And that's what she tried to do. And of course, by doing that, some people are considering her as not really denying it, more maybe accepting it. But the problem is what ended up happening is that it ended with a very aggressive oral sex kind of description. None of us actually know what was said because that was considered too graphic.
So it's a really bad thing. It happens, unfortunately, a lot more common. We just don't see it as much. And it's just terrible, and I think it reflects more on our society as a whole than, towards these two people.
Exactly.
Like, she didn't confront him, therefore she is bad, but even if she did confront him, as Zeck was saying, she still would be at fault because maybe she did burn a bridge.
Yeah.
And that's just not fair to anybody. Nobody should ever feel, attacked or mistreated or uncomfortable, like that, ever.
No. And that's just it. Mostly what this story was designed to do is also bring to light the other situations that happen in the game industry, and there's a whole article on it over at Kotaku. So thanks you guys for helping to reveal this and put this out. Pretty much, I hate to end it on that note, but we're going to have to. That's kind of where the situation of this week has been. So that's our show for this week. Pretty much, like always, if you answer the gamer question of the week, your comment can show up down below like all the others are.
So basically, we want to know what you think about this whole story, or about girl gamers in general, Guys and girls, too, if you've had, an issue where there was some sort of harassment, please let us know and tell us how you dealt with it. If you feel comfortable sharing it with the community.
Of course.
No pressure with anybody, though. And, yeah, just let us know what you think about this.
Definitely. But that's pretty much it. I'm Zeck, press start.
I'm Nelly Girlish.
Till next time, guys, keep pressing those buttons. See ya.